What's up guys? Welcome back to Playground Sessions YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play Happy by Pharrell. We're going to be learning the rookie level arrangement. We'll be looking at the chorus. So in this video, the section we're learning today sounds a little something like this. It. So we'll be looking at the right hand melody first, the left hand harmony, and then we'll be putting the hands together at the end of this video. But when we're done with this video, you got to learn the rest of the song. There's a bunch more to this song, and there's different difficulty levels as well, all in the Playground Sessions app. Right now we're running a free trial where for 30 days you can try the app for free with no strings attached. So click the link in this video's description or tap that card above and you can start playing in the app for free today. So let's go ahead and start breaking down this right hand section first. Let's do it. First, our key signature tells us there are two flats, B flat and E flat. That tells us we're in the key of B flat major. Our time signature is 4/4, common time. That just means 4 beats per measure. Pretty straightforward. Now, let's start talking about notes and hand positions. Our very first note is an F, an octave above middle C. So here's middle C. We want to go an octave above that. And we're going to use our fourth finger. That's going to be our start to our position. The whole first line, first phrase is basically just those two notes. Next line we have our fifth finger on G. We're still in the same position though. Now, third line, we change things up a bit. So the end of the second line, we play, and we're going to F for the third line, just like we've done for the last two lines. But this time, we're going to bring our thumb under to play that F. Thumb under. Now we shift our position up to here, and our very next note is a high C with our pinky. Then third finger comes back over to E flat, and we're back to where we started. Fourth line, just like the second line, but here at the end the rhythms are a little different. Alright, so that's the gist of it. I know I walked through it pretty quickly, but have no fear. We're about to walk through this at a slow tempo with the backing track and everything. That's going to help us put these notes into rhythms and into context. So when you're ready, and by the way, please rewind and play back with that walkthrough if you need, but when you're ready, let's try that medium tempo now, and then as a final step we'll speed it up to full tempo. Let's try it. 1, 2, set, go. So again, please pause, rewind, and play back. You can't get enough practice, so watch this as many times as you need. Play along as many times as you need. But when you're ready, now let's do it at full tempo. Let's keep moving. Let's start talking about this left hand part. The left hand for this section, for this difficulty level, is pretty straightforward. We've got a couple of chords, and they're a little bit wide of chord shapes, but there's only a few, and then they repeat throughout this whole section. So what I want to do first is talk about each of the individual chords on their own. I'll show you those shapes, and then we'll cue up our backing track and we'll put them into the context of the song. First though, just one at a time, out of context. Our first chord is D flat major 7. And we're voicing it like this: 5 on D flat, 2 on A flat, 1 on C. No F, no third of this chord in this voicing. Our second chord is C minor 7. Another 3-note voicing for a 4-note chord. We're skipping the 5th of this one. But it's still a C minor 7, C, E flat, B flat. Our next chord is a C7, but we're omitting the 3rd, so really it just looks like this: C, G, B flat. And our 4th chord and final chord for this section is F over C. Second inversion F major chord. Looks like that. And then we repeat that 4-chord progression. So we go back to D flat, C minor 7, C7, and F over C. That 4-chord progression happens 4 times, and then that's the whole section. Every one of these chords is a whole note, which means they each get the full measure, or 4 counts, and that's all there is to it. So what I'd like to do, assuming you've practiced these chord shapes a handful of times, maybe you've paused, tried it on your own 10, 20 times, now you're back. Assuming you've done that, what I'd like to do now is just go full tempo. We're not going to do the medium tempo for this left hand part. So let's try this at full tempo, and then all we have left to do is put the hands together. Awesome job. That's all there is to it. So now all we need to do is wrap up this video by putting the hands together. Let's talk about that now. All right, so the tricky parts about this section are going to be in the right hand. The left hand, as we know, since we just went over it, is all whole notes. We play on the downbeat of each measure and we hold for the rest of the measure. So we don't need to put a ton of our attention towards the left hand. However, the right hand is kind of syncopated. There's some tricky 8th note rhythms and there's some ties that kind of skew where our strong beats are in the right hand. So we need to focus more of our attention and energy on the right hand part. But before we do that, we got to walk through each beat one at a time, and we got to figure out, are the hands playing together or are they playing separately? That's a great first step for putting any piece of music hands together. So why don't we start there? I'll do the first few measures with you, and then I'll ask you to pause and do the rest on your own. Once we've got that together, we'll bring in the backing track. So let's start there. I'll do the first few measures with you. Let's break it down. All right, let's get up into position. Right hand on high F, left hand on our D flat major 7 voicing. And we can see right off the bat, beat 1, first measure, the hands play together. Boom. But as we know, the left hand is holding for the whole measure, so the right hand is going to play on its own for the rest of the measure. Now right hand's tying over, but in the second measure the left hand plays on the downbeat, so the left hand will play on its own, and then the right hand plays on its own after that. Here's that syncopation I was telling you about. Alright, third measure, the hands play together, and then just right hand. Now next measure, right hand rests on the downbeat, so the left hand plays by itself. Let's pause there for a second. Let's do that same thing again. From the top. Hands together on beat 1, then right hand alone. Right hand ties, so left hand alone. Now continue with the right. Hands together here. And then just left. And then just right. So you keep moving. Notice I'm not worried about getting to the next beat or the next measure in time. I'm not putting my metronome on and trying to play along to a certain tempo. Instead, I'm focusing on each beat in isolation because we want to train our hands to play at the same time or play separately, depending on what the music is telling us to do. So, once you've done that for the whole section, it's time to meet me back here. We'll try it at a medium tempo, hands together. Let's do that now. see, we're in the home stretch. All we need to do is speed this up. First, let me quickly remind you that when you do, and when you're done with this video, you gotta learn the rest of this song by heading to the Playground Sessions app. And you can do so for free for 30 days by taking advantage of the promotion we're offering right now. So, 30-day free trial of the app, what does that mean? It means for 30 days, you get full access to the app, just like a paid member gets. That's interactive feedback, so it grades you as you play. That means songs in all difficulty levels and full songs with all their parts as well. It also means access to the boot camp and our courses and our theory content. There's a ton of stuff in the app. I know you're gonna love it, and you get all that for free for 30 days, cancel anytime, all that good stuff. So take advantage of that trial, tap that card above, start playing today. Finish this song. But let's wrap this video up now together by doing this section at full tempo. This is Happy by Pharrell, and let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's do it. Great work, guys. That was Happy by Pharrell. You did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.